A private rubbish truck came to the scene, and Noel and the police woman was seen lifting a garbage bag, a black garbage bag, to the truck. And it was only just that one item, and the truck left the premises. I heard from Donna-Lee on Tuesday morning at around 8 o'clock when she called to tell me that I must feed her dog and I must not worry about walking her because she will be home shortly, so she will do the walking. Because she left on Monday night, her boyfriend Noel called her on the phone, and she just got out of bed that we shared together. And she said, "Mommy, I'm going away, but I'll come back tomorrow." And that was the last time I've ever seen my daughter. It was the nastiest one I've ever seen. And I speak to her. I don't know. I think there was an influence over my child with that boy, because she was scared of him. They have been together. I was always saying about 2 years, but her bigger sister said, "No, Mommy, it's over 3 years, or about 3 years now."
Mm-hmm.
It was the nastiest one I've ever seen. And I speak to her. I don't know. I think there was an influence over my child with that boy, because she was scared of him. And you know something? Yes, she was scared of him. She didn't show me much, but she normally would talk to her cousins, and I remember being home one day, and he drove up the police car with a lot of them in there. And she told me, she said, "Mommy, if you see me go back in that man's car, please take me to Bellevue." And she didn't want to answer. I realized her phone was ringing, and she didn't want to answer. And I hear him come at the grill, and he was like, Lee, because that's what he called her. And she ran to the back room, and she was so panicking. So when I hear him shouting, Lee, he was dressed in the police uniform and arm and everything. I hear him pulling my grill in hunger, and he stepped up on the veranda, and I went out there and I said to him, "How dare you pull in my grill like this? Do you have a search warrant or anything for my child?" And he was like, "Sorry, Mommy, man. Sorry, Mama. Me call her and she not answer." And the phone rang, no answer. When I checked the phone back at about 7 Tuesday night, then I started getting suspicious because the phone was off. So on Wednesday, I wanted to call this boy, Noel, her boyfriend. I said, "No, let me wait a little. Maybe she's going to come home soon." He called me at about 11 o'clock, and he said to me, "Mom, you hear from Donna-Lee?" I said, "What sort of question that you asking me if I hear from Donna? You do expect me to hear from Donna?" I said, "You're supposed to be asking me to speak with Donna." He said, "What?" I said, "What time she leave your house? Did she ever leave your house or she's there?" He said, "Mommy, calm down. We have an argument. We had a disagreement, nothing big." And she was upset, I was upset, and she left the house. I said, "What do you mean? You always bring her back home. What do you mean she left the house? Who took her home? Who come and take her from your place?" He said, "To be honest, he don't know. She called a friend." I said, "Did you see the friend? Did you see what car?" He said, "No." I said to him, "You're supposed to have cameras, don't you?" He said, "You know something, that's a good idea. I'm going to call you right back. I'm not there, but I'll check." And then he called me back and he said, the security said, because so much cars come in and out, they couldn't have picked up which one took Donna out because all the glass wind up. I said to him, "You're supposed to have cameras, don't you?" He said, you know something, that's a good idea. I'm going to call you right back. I'm not there, but I'll check. And then he called me back and he said, the security said, because so much cars come in and out, they couldn't have picked up which one took Donna out because all the glass wind up. He changed his statement. He said she left at 11. He told the police at the station that he overheard she talking to her dad about picking up some money from the MoneyGram. And her dad told me, because her dad is a Bahamian, and he told me that he did not speak to Donna at 11. He looked on his phone and he said, I spoke to Donna a little after 1.
So, your son in the United States spoke
Yes.
with Donna Tuesday what time?
At a little after 5.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday evening, which that was about 4 out here.
Uh-huh.
And it was a video call he made with her.
A video call on
Yes.
Tuesday afternoon
Yes.
after 5.
Yes.
His time, which would be after 4
In
our time.
America. Yes.
And who spoke with Donna at 1 that same afternoon?
Her dad from the Bahamas.
Uh-huh.
He had a conversation with her where he was supposed to send her some money. And he told her, Donna, the traffic was so high, I have to do it in the morning. That was the following Wednesday morning, which he did. And that's when he was calling me to say, something is wrong with my daughter. She has never done this. I'm calling her and I'm not getting her. And the money is at the bank and she didn't even take the tracking. And then I have to confess to him that something is wrong because Donna didn't come home.
According to Miss Lugg, before her daughter's disappearance, there were several confrontations between Donna-Lee and Noel.
And that's when I really, really start telling...
Not Noel, but Noel's baby mother.
And that's when I really, really start telling her, Donna, you need to get rid of this boy. And the mere fact that he have a girlfriend who is a police from Alfred Tree, she just have a baby for him at about 8 months now. Every time she go to the house, the policewoman shows up and they have physical and verbal conversations. And one time my daughter came home with a scar on her neck. And I was like, Donna, what happened? She was trying to hide it, but because she's such a bright complexion, I saw it and I said, what happened? She said, Catherine kicked off the door and came in on Noel and her. And she said Noel was in the middle and Catherine was trying to throw her hand over him. And because of her nails were so tall, the nails dig into my daughter's flesh. And I said, we are going to continue going here until this woman kill you because she is a police. She have access to do things. But Donna just never listened. She just never listened. When I reached the station, about 10 minutes after...
What time was this now? What time Wednesday was this?
I reached the station at 6 o'clock.
6 Wednesday evening?
Yes, Wednesday evening.
Uh-huh.
And he came to the station. But he came to the station driving a silver car, which I understand belongs to his baby mother, which is the policewoman. And she was in the car, even though she called out sick on Tuesday. She called out sick on Tuesday, and she called out sick on Wednesday, but she was in the car. My little son was talking to Noel beside the car. That's when he knew that she was in the car, because he heard the snubbing crying, and he heard her saying, my career is done, my career is finished, my reputation done, my reputation done. So he turned to Noel and he said to Noel, why is she saying that and why is she crying? She's not my sister's friend. And he said, don't pay her no mind. And he left with her. We have an argument. We had a disagreement, nothing big. And she was upset. I was upset, and she left the house. I said, what you mean? You always bring her back home. What you mean she left the house? Who took her home? Who come and take her from your place? He said, to be honest, he don't know. She called a friend. I said, did you see the friend? Did you see what car? I said to him, you're supposed to have cameras, don't you? He said, you know something, that's a good idea. I'm going to call you right back. I'm not there, but I'll check. And then he called me back and he said, the security said, because so much cars come in and out, they couldn't have picked up which one took Donna out because all the glass one. He changed his statement. He said she left at 11. He told the police at the station that he overheard she talking to her.
Yes. So make sure you take your medication and you watch your dad. Yes?
Yeah.
You don't have high blood pressure? You have high blood pressure too?
No.
That's good. That's good. Yeah? Well, the good thing about what I've heard from you, you're getting the support from some members of the constabulary force. So
Yes.
Inspector Henry, Detective Bailey, you said are in touch.
Yes,
And
Miss Henry is very nice. She's a very nice,
that's very good to
caring
know.
lady.
Yes. So if there's anything, you reach out to Miss Henry, Inspector Henry.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And be careful now.
Sure, I will.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care. And thanks for sharing your story.
This boy is a player. He needs to come. And by this time, he did not reach because he knew that Kathy stationed there and he didn't want Donna to know that he was involved with Kathy. So Kathy went in her bag and took out her phone, and she opened the phone and she showed us a picture with Noel and her on the beach. And she said, this is the same Noel you talking. But I thought he's stationed at Upper Tree. And she said, no, miss, he's stationed at Constant Spring. This is the Noel. I said, yes, that's him. My daughter was looking at her like she saw a ghost. And she said to my daughter, you don't have to be frightened, darling. This is my man for 4 years now, and I've been having problems with him, with women over the years. But this time I know I'm going to leave him. And then they